moods.
No, yeah, it's the song. So I what I was going to say during that is that I wish Bryan Danielson wins the world title, beats Hangman Page and Winter's Coming, and then they play the female vocal track.
That'd be amazing.
I'd be like, yeah, screw the heel turn, I'm back to face.
I'd probably be the only one that'd be like, oh, Hangman lost. Oh well.
and then the female track comes in. I'm like, fuck that. Let's go, baby.
I've seen people like legitimately worried about Hangman losing. I'm like, I mean, he can lose to worse people.
I mean, I looking at those ratings, I can maybe see the idea of being
I do think they're getting really hurt by it's the end of the year, so like the end of the year ratings are always weird, but they still are doing that stupid like coast to coast airing.
Yeah.
Which I think is just terrible.
Yeah, the real test of it all is going to be when they move to TBS officially and see how that does. Once that happens, then we can sort of see what we'll have.
Maybe they should call WWE and say, "Hey guys, can you put NXT back on Wednesdays just so we can have
feel good about ourselves."
Yeah. Oh, we're talking about NXT today. Is that ending our show?
I was gonna start with NXT. Do you want to end the show?
What were you ending with?
AAA, Triplemania.
Wouldn't you want to review something before we preview something?
I was thinking more in terms of quote unquote popularity.
Oh,
but what if we end with Final Battle?
Oh, that's a good one. Because it's the end of Ring of Honor. I get it.
Yeah, and we do Triplemania in between.
You know, I had a realization about Bandito last night or today when I watched the match. I was like, he's not as special when Mr. Vikingo's in there. I'm like, he's cool, but his finisher's so lame. I get bored by his finisher. Like, oh, well, it's a German suplex. Where I guess he supposedly supercharges himself. I don't know. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. I'm making this.
Oh, there it is. I was born for greatness.
Greatness.
Those are the only 3 events we have to talk about?
I mean, technically, if you want, we can throw in Hard Times too.
I mean, we have to touch on it.
Oh yeah, we'll touch on it. We'll do a brush. We'll brush up against it.
The people on the streets want that.
Is that what the word on the streets?
Oh, the word on the streets is that people thought I was going to watch it. I was like, no. That is not what's happening here. The rant of my life. Never going to happen again.
Yeah, we're not watching it because I chose Triplemania.
No, actually, Ryan watched the entire thing.
Well,
he's the NW mark of the show.
Well,
and
I did watch maybe most of it. Let's see.
That tells you all you need to know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I watched 8 matches. 8 of the 13 matches. This morning.
No, this is telling.
Yeah,
I barely have time to watch anything now, and you watched NWA.
Yeah.
If you don't end up winning that battle at the end, I will be shocked. By the way,
I think I'm down like 300 matches.
Never mind.
It really depends on how you like. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to win it. It really depends. If you basically watch nothing and I watch everything, then maybe I got it.
It's impossible that I watch nothing.
Yeah.
Oh well, it was a good run.
It was a good run. We'll get to it when we get to it. Oh, and speaking of end of the new month, so we'll have that update as well at the end.
Oh, we're doing match of the month too, right?
Yeah. Or matches of the month. Right. Let's do the actual show.
Oh yeah, sure. Why not?
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ring Post Radio. I am your host, as always, Ryan Neitzey, and with me, as always, is my other host. It's not he's, I guess, your host, technically, Scotty Edwards. Scotty.
My other host.
Yeah. How's it going, Scotty?
It's going good. You could have said co-host. You could have said anything, but my other host.
It feels... I don't know. I have this like weird thing where like I never want to say co-host if I call myself the host on accident.
Just call me your Taz to your Excalibur.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not a bad.
Because I usually end up singing a song, and Taz usually sings a song, and you usually take the lead. So it only makes sense that we are Excalibur and Taz.
And I
you just need a mask.
I usually make some sly comment under the radar.
And then we laugh about it. So
that is.
But I'm doing great.
Okay, well, let's redo the intro with these things. Okay, ready?
All right.
So we're gonna redo the intro. Jump solo. All right, here we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ring Post Radio. As always, I'm Excalibur, and joined with me, as always, is Taz, the human.
Ruby, so sorry.
That was perfect. I think there was nothing better that could have gone correct there.
We had 2 starts in one show.
Yeah. We'll get more, I guess, maybe later. I don't know. We'll see how the show goes. Scotty, how are you doing, friend? It's another week. We're another week here on Ring Post Radio.
Wonderful. It's that time of the year, Christmas time or holiday time. Happy Hanukkah to those celebrating.
Yeah.
Is it over?
No, I believe Hanukkah's.
Started at the beginning of the week, right?
I believe so. I'll look it up. I'll see what day of Hanukkah we're at.
Yes, please do. But happy holidays to all those wonderful people out there listening. But it is the busiest time of year for many of us. And what comes with the busiest time of the year, Ryan? Wrestling just never slowing down.
No,
it's just every single week. It just does not slow down. I mean, last week I thought we had nothing. And then, we had something.
Yeah.
By the end.
We had a hit topic for the streets.
Yeah, the streets loved it. I'm very excited, though, to talk wrestling today. I think we got 2 under-the-radar shows to preview today, and then we definitely have plenty other things to talk about, so it should be a wonderful edition of Ring Post Radio, or our worst episode ever, which I don't, you never know. You never know with us.
That's the thing with like podcasting, is that whenever you start a show, you have no idea if it's going to be your best show ever or your worst show ever. So it's always like a fun gamble for us to see.
I could guarantee you I could make this the worst show ever.
Well, we already started our show twice, so maybe we're on the right track. Who the hell knows, I guess. Well, let's talk some news. Let's talk some wrestling news that happened this week. Kind of a light news week in terms of like big talking points. There's a couple things that happened at least. Let's start off with actually the big news points I have here, Scotty, are 2 big women's news on both sides of the globe. Starting off with Konami. Konami, after returning to face Shuri in that what was it? SWA? No, not SWA.
UWF. Well, it's SWA title match. UWF rules match.
Yes, UWF rules match in a losing effort. She announced that she's going to be taking a little bit of a hiatus from wrestling following the 12/29 Stardom show. She didn't necessarily say when she is coming back. She just said that she is planning to take a hiatus. On top of that, it was also announced that Julia is going to be facing her at that 12/29 show, which is, I believe, that is going to be Julia's official return. I don't think she's returning earlier than that.
Hell yeah, it is. Hell yeah, it is.
We get a return and someone's final match for the time
Konami
being.
Getting dropped on her head on the way out.
Doing the stretcher job.
The Konami news wasn't shocking for anyone that was kind of, paying attention because, she had health issues until coming back for that Shuri match. which, kept her out for nearly 2 months, I think, off the top of my head. And really, she's been going nonstop for a couple of years now. So, taking time away from the ring to help yourself is never something I think any of us are against. And I think it's a good move for Konami. Rossi Agawa, who's, head booker of Stardom, said that the Stardom door will be open for when she's ready to come back. And she said that the match with Julia will not be her last match, which is a welcome sign. If you remember, after the Konami Shuri match, Shuri was, kind of just all out crying. And it's, of course, because she knew that this was going to be happening. And I hope that, Konami's able to fully heal up in all the ways she needs to. And I hope, sometime in 2022, she'll be able to come back, because Konami's very good. And she's going out against, if it's not Utami, it's not Shuri. Going out against Julia isn't too bad.
Yeah.
And Julia, of course, coming back, which I guess is news in itself, that, having an official return match is usually a good thing. That means her checkup that she had, she said earlier this week, I think, must have went very well. So that should be exciting. But again, Konami, go get well, and see you in a bit.
Yeah, she, like you said, she's been going pretty nonstop for quite a while now. And as you know, obviously there's the physical toll of all of that. There's the mental toll. I don't believe she took a break really after Hana's passing.
No.
As I recall. So, well needed. A well needed break, I'm sure. I think she's certainly earned it. I can't wait to see her back and see, she's gonna be great when she comes back as well. So.
Oh, and of course, the faction match where either Momo or Starlight Kid switching factions makes a lot more sense now, as to why they are switching a certain someone into the faction. I will say, though, Konami tweeted out yesterday that Julia was one of the only people, or the first person really, to remind her of Hana Kimura, the way she, just kind of presents herself. So I just thought that was very nice. And it'll be almost 2 years to the date that Julia had her one singles match with Hana, which is really good. So it should be a special night for both of them. I don't expect, anything great. I mean, Konami's leaving because she's having health problems. So it should just be special night for them. And again, wishing her nothing but the best.
On top of that, another great singles match announced for that show. So definitely a show to watch at the end of this year.
Yeah, if they wanted to stop at the 5 matches they already had, they'd be set. But Mayu's not on the card, so that's not happening.
No, they're gonna keep giving us great stuff, and they're like, okay, I guess I'm here for it. I was down.
Someone's like, oh great, we're gonna have a 7-hour WrestleMania. I was like, oh well. On a Wednesday.
On a Wednesday. Well, I mean, I think Wrestle Kingdom is also happening. Wrestle Kingdom night 1
it's the week after.
Yeah, it's the week after, Wednesday and Thursday, I think. And then the Noah show, kind of, New Japan Noah show, that Saturday, I think. So we're gonna get slaughtered with good wrestling, good Japanese wrestling in about.
Yeah, you and me are
weeks.
Gonna have to just. I guess I'll have to watch it all.
Yeah, dang, I gotta watch all the stuff I was.
At least
watch.
next year there won't be a match race to, kill us. So I will be able to be like, all right, I can watch this. I don't have to, go out of my way to watch AEW Dark anymore. This is great.
Speaking of AEW Dark, I guess would be the transition there. AEW Dark typical competitor, Big Swole, announced that she I love Big Swole, that she announced that over Twitter that her AEW contract has run out. They are not renewing it. And then that's it's kind of a big news item. Mostly, Big Swole is not someone that AEW was typically using. They had stuff. They were using her during the pandemic, and then once they started back touring, they didn't really use her that much. throughout her career there, she was battling Crohn's disease, which is obviously something that she's going to continue battling throughout. So there's the difficulty in that in terms of regularly using somebody. She was a very charismatic. She had a good work. Just things happen. When this company is starting to sign more and more of these free agents, and WWE's getting rid of more and more of these people, I think that's also the bigger talking point here, Scotty, is, I don't think Big Swole is the last of these quote unquote AEW originals to head for the hill, not head for the hills. That seems like they're running away, to just go off, have their contracts run out, and that's it.
I think people are just gonna have to accept that this needs to happen. AEW paying, I think it's different if you're paying someone per appearance rather than a full-time contract.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of people signing the full-time contracts that are never going to touch TV anymore. There's just not enough room for them. And that's the truth. I'm not going to name names because this isn't calling people out time. But, when you add CM Punks and Adam Cole's and Bryan Danielson's and, full-time Thunder Rosa and Ruby Soho and, name after name after name. And that's only, in the past couple months, really. There's, who knows who's coming and who knows, there's definitely people coming. And so those AEW originals that helped make up the, bottom mid card of the, first year of shows,
mm-hmm.
their spot just isn't there anymore. And I think a lot of people understand that. I mean, people forget Joey Janela signed to this promotion, and you're never going to see him probably really wrestle on TV too much unless he's got a match with someone that, kind of asked for him. Like if CM Punk or Danielson asked for a match with him, which probably won't happen, then he might get on TV, but that's just the reality. And I think people just need to accept that. They're not going out right and just releasing everyone. That's not what's happening.
Yeah.
It's just contracts are expiring.
Yeah, I want to also bring up that point because obviously, there's people. I think nowadays most of wrestling Twitter is like they understand what it really means, but there's still the section of people that don't understand it. Like Tony Khan, AEW at large, they could have easily, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, cut Big Swole, cut, etc., etc., etc. They could easily do that. They, maybe the financial person could have been like, yeah, we should. We're going to save money if we cut them. Right. But no, the good moral thing is you have a contract. They're obligating the contract, and they're allowing her to still continue to get paid, still take bookings. She's still on Dark and whatnot. Still be able to go outside and wrestle and do things on the independents. It's not like she was, holed up in a closet and wasn't allowed to hold up in catering, let's say, and not allowed to do anything. No, she was able to go off and do other things, work on herself, and they were able to help support her in that. That is the more honorable thing to do, and that's what they did at AEW. But yeah, no, I think Big Swole, I think, do you think is Big Swole leaving another hurt to that women's division narrative of AEW? She was someone that a lot of people liked. She was very charismatic. Is she leaving someone that's going to officially really hurt the women's division, or is it, the women's division at large, something that, her leaving her there in the present form that she was there, did it really matter, I guess?
I think on the basis, losing someone in the women's division isn't necessarily the best when that is still probably the weakest aspect of the promotion.
Mm-hmm.
But to be the realist here, I don't think losing Big Swole is going to necessarily hurt the division. It's not like she was in the TNT title tournament. She hasn't been really on TV. I don't even know if she's been on TV this year. I don't remember. Like the last time she was on TV was probably a rivalry with Britt Baker. Like that's the last time she was full time on TV, and that was last year during the pandemic era where they had a match in a dentist office. Like there's just Big Swole had a tough time. I know that, and I think really it comes down to this just being fair for both sides. It's not a sense of, oh well, they didn't like you, so they just didn't sign you back. It wasn't that. It's just I don't think there was a need for them to work with each other anymore.
Big Swole, last time she was on television was December 16th, 2020. Everything
answer my question.
Since there was Dark and Dark Elevation. She was on AEW All Out, of course, in the Casino Battle Royale. But besides that, no, she has not been on TV for an entire year. The Tooth and Nail match was September 5th at All Out 2020.
Yes, that was not the best show.
No, it was not.
A pretty poor show, actually.
Big Swole's last match in AEW was against Alley Catch. Can you believe it?
I'm so sorry. Her first match out of AEW will probably also be against Alley Catch. So that's
I can see
wild.
her popping up in GCW for a bit. Well, let's keep the ball rolling here. I don't know if there's any more conversation we have about a Big Swole. I don't know if she's going to get picked up by anyone necessarily. You know, I could see WWE maybe going back and having an interest in her, but also it's NXT and WWE, and we'll get to all their nonsense. But
Impact maybe.
Impact's not bad. I would like her in Impact. I think there's spots for her, but I think also the challenge, the bigger conversation talking point of like now that. Oh, hold on. Actually, I don't want to get back into this conversation. So in a weird way, AEW is like the place to go in terms of wrestling, right? In terms of American wrestling. And now when these contracts are ending up and they're not renewing them, and you're someone like Big Swole or, you know, whoever you can be, you know,
Swole.
You know, you brought up Joey Janela, you know, he's, I would say a cusp wrestler maybe for renewal. The hard part you have right now is WWE is probably not going to pick up Big Swole, right? I think they could and they should, but they might not based off their recent, you know, talent searching. Won't be. Ring of Honor is gone. And so that's if you're leaving AEW, there are two places left. If you're leaving WWE, then you can go to AEW, right? But if you're leaving AEW, you can't go to WWE. You can't go to Ring of Honor unless you're like, you know, you can't go to WWE unless you're like a huge star.
Yeah.
You know, like where's she going to go? I mean, it's GCW, it's Impact is like the next big television spot. There's MLW, there's NWA and like, you know what I mean? Like now that Ring of Honor is gone and WWE's not accepting these people, it's even like when you're leaving AEW, it's incredibly hard to find these contract spots.
Yeah.
I feel bad for her.
Yeah. It's a good point. Like you said, I'm not gonna get too much into it because I think this is a topic you and me have talked about a lot, but it's a good thing to kind of like make note of because we don't really think of what happens to those who leave AEW because we haven't really had anyone leave AEW. So just wishing Big Swole the best.
Yes, I do. And then real quickly, just we have to do it for the streets, Scotty. NWA Hard Times 2. We got it. It was our biggest topic last week. Everyone loved it. The streets are talking. The streets are saying, Solo Sikoa called me up. He said the streets are talking, and they're fighting.
Hey, time out.
Whoa.
I like Solo Sikoa.
I do too.
Don't talk ish about Solo Sikoa.
I'm not talking
Great
shit.
Splash. Very Uso, but like almost kind of cooler. Don't talk ish about Solo Sikoa. They don't put him in the same sentence as NWA anything.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, I only want to bring it up. Scotty, did you watch NWA Hard Times 2?
No, I didn't watch a lick of it. I saw some pictures and I saw some news bites and I laughed.
Yeah, there's certainly some news bites. I've seen 8 of the 13 matches.
That's 8 too many.
Of what I saw, it was actually, it was like fine to good. It was actually
what's my favorite part of the pay-per-view?
What's that?
That shitty ass crowd they got.
Well, there's an explanation to that, apparently, according to
it's called their mid. It's called NWA is mid. NWA is trash.
According to Billy Corgan, the studios that they're working in is a government building, so there are like already high restrictions in terms of COVID stuff.
Oh yeah. So, according to Billy Corgan, he hires a lot of shitty people too. So I don't want to listen to him one bit.
Fair enough. But I want to bring it up on NWA Hard Times 2, not only for the streets to get real Scotty's hot takes off of it, but there are some news items.
I'm like scorching right now.
I can't wait. So there's some news items. I just want to get your thoughts real quickly on all these hot takes real quick, on these hot bits. So there was 8 title matches, I believe, at NWA Hard Times 2. Scotty, if you were to guess how many titles changed hands, typically on a pay-per-view or show, you get a couple. How many titles do you think changed hands?
Well, I didn't get a celebratory Mike Knox championship win, so I'm going to go with 0.
Yeah, that's correct. They had 8 title matches and 0 title changes. This show was...
You want to talk about hard times?
This show, and I don't like it when pay-per-views do that, especially when you have 8 title matches, because then the pay-per-view lives and dies on the quality of the wrestling. And then, because, you don't have a title match to energize you. It lives and dies on the wrestling. I watched 8 matches. There was some good wrestling. There was some fine wrestling. There was nothing I saw that was awful, Scotty. I would recommend maybe... Doubt it. I would recommend maybe the OGK, Aaron Stevens, JR Kratos match. I would.
That was one of the only ones I would have considered watching. So that's fair. Because I'm one of the only people in the world that openly admits that they like Matt Taven.
That is accurate. You're the only person in the world.
I'm the only person in the world. Listen. Time out. No. Matt Taven is from the streets of Massachusetts. He's not really from the streets. He's from Massachusetts. Instantly, I'm going to cheer for him. He's not a bad dude. He gets a lot of disrespect because he had to be the flag bearer of Ring of Honor when the Elite left. And people just like to blame him. It's not his fault. I'm Matt Taven. No, I just like when he does that. It's something. I don't know.
Perfect.
Put some respect on Matt Taven's name.
My apologies, sir. The other news bits that I saw coming out of it.
Did Austin Aries win?
Yes, he did.
Of course.
He was in the opener.
Little bitch.
He was in the opener. I did notice
my tinfoil hat.
I did notice the thing about NW Hard Times is that they were doing a lot. They had a lot of outside stuff out of their typical roster. Like they opened with Austin Aries.
They opened the forbidden door, aka the fucking forbidden door to every other promotion in the world. I hate this company.
Other things that they had after which was actually my favorite match of what I watched so far, surprisingly, the End versus La Rebellion NWA Tag Team Title match. It was actually pretty good, and I'll give praise where it is, I guess. After that match,
you told me Pero didn't win.
No, he did not win. Pero did not win. After the match, La Rebellion are standing in the ring, and JTG comes out, and then he says he's going after the tag titles, and he brought a friend, and that's none other than Dirty Dango, formerly known as Fandango.
Crime Zongo, baby.
So he got nothing. So he's showing up in NWA. So
Rest in peace, Shad.
That's a perfect. So he's picking up they're picking up people, I guess, in Dirty Dango, right?
The big names only.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they also announced at the
Oh my god, it gets worse.
well, this is a weird one to me. They announced during the pre-show through an injured Darius Lockhart for some reason because he couldn't compete in the gauntlet because he got injured in the taping, I think, the day before. I don't know what happened. They announced that they have a new YouTube show, new digital show called NWA USA that is going to be starting in the new year.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Isn't all of NWA in the USA?
Yeah, you would say that, right? That you would say that NWA is typically in the United States.
That's like if AEW made a show. AEW USA. What?
AEW Florida. What? Why would you name
AEW literally never left the United States for a single show. Oh my god. What? NWA doesn't leave Atlanta. So I guess that's the difference. Maybe that's the difference.
Yeah, the first season, the new show was taped Friday, December 3rd in Atlanta. So I guess that is where Darius Lockhart got injured during that taping.
It was already taped?
Yes, they already taped it and they announced it that same day, I guess.
Hashtag this promotion. Hashtag this promotion. Hashtag this sucks.
What if I told you, apparently...
No, don't tell me anything.
This is great. The main event looks to have been Ricky Morton.
Oh my god.
With, accompanied by his son, Kerry Morton.
Of course, yeah.
Against Austin Aries.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Austin Aries is so winning the NWA World title.
Well, it looks like he might be winning the junior title first, so we'll see when we get there. And the other big bit that came out of it was that Trevor Murdoch retained his NWA title. And following the match, none other than the trademark pending Deathmatch King Matt Cardona comes out. He looks down at at Trevor Murdoch, picks up the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship. Raises high in the air. So it looks like Matt Cardona is in NWA and looking to challenge for that title. Hey, it's a big name. He's a big name on the indies and whatnot. So he's a draw, I guess.
No. Time out.
Wait.
It's not even Matt Cardona I'm upset about. It's the fact that I'm thinking about the history of the NWA World Championship. And I'm saying to myself, who the hell thought Trevor Murdoch should be holding this title? And then I thought about Trevor Murdoch versus Matt Cardona for the NWA World Championship. That is bad. That's not going to be a good match. There's no way that could be a good match. No.
I think the ceiling is 3 stars.
Well, that's a fair ceiling. I'll give you that.
I think the ceiling is 3 stars. I haven't seen enough of Trevor Murdoch's work to really say so.
I was hoping you said, I've never seen a good Trevor Murdoch match. So,
he's not bad. And in NWA lore, he was the right champion to put the title on in the NWA world. Hey man, my job is to follow the world of professional wrestling, and NWA
if Trevor Murdoch can win the NWA World title, then think of the lowest person on the WWE totem pole. They can also win the NWA World title. Think about that.
I think that just goes to show where NWA is situated as a promotion. Is that
Can't wait for Dominic Mysterio to win the NWA World Championship.
Yeah, baby, let's do it. That's the title match I want. But yeah, no, that was NWA Hard Times, I guess.
Oh my god, you want to talk about Hard Times?
Quick review of Hard Times 2.
Hard Times is me having to sit here through NWA talk. Hard Times is something about a plumber and a baby boy and something.
What the fuck?
I don't know. I don't remember the promo.
I think you're losing your mind.
Yeah. Well, all right. See, I'm going to reboot now, and I'm going to be back to normal mode because NWA talk is over.
Yeah. Do you want me to reboot us with the our hit music that we can probably only play the first 5 seconds of?
No, probably not. We probably should not.
Okay. Well, let's talk about how do I do a train? Speaking of colorful language, no, that we don't think anyone cursed at all.
Maybe you should have just said colorful.
Speaking of Dusty Rhodes creations, let's talk about WarGames. Did Dusty Rhodes make that? I think he did.
I mean, he was part of it. He didn't make NXT.
Well, no, but I thought he made WarGames. Did Dusty Rhodes make that?
Oh, yeah, he did.
I thought he made WarGames. That was my transition. Anyways,
NXT. Ready? Here's my William Regal impression. WarGames!
I'm sorry, William Regal is no longer part of NXT, so I don't know if that impression works.
All right. I'll do my Braun Breaker impersonation then.
Yeah, please.
WarGames! No, I didn't get it. I never got to the pitch.
I like that you puffed out your traps. Your traps. You're like, oh, yeah.
I had to. You know how much of a chance Braun Breaker has of winning tonight?
I don't know.
100% chance. You know how much of a chance Tommaso Ciampa has? 0. That's how the math works, ladies and gentlemen. That's how the math works. I forget what they called it, like big booty nephew or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big booty nephew.
Well, let's talk about that match first. Of course, WWE, NXT 2.0 as this WarGames event tonight. If you're listening to this the day of 12/5 is what the day is today. If you're listening to it, I don't know why I'm explaining it so much. Anyways, in your main event, probably is going to be the Black and Gold team versus the 2.0 team. Johnny Gargano.
The poster looks sick.
Johnny Gargano, LA Knight, Pete Dunne, and the NXT champion Tommaso Ciampa taking on the team of Braun Breaker, Grayson Waller, and Tony D'Angelo, and the NXT North American champion Carmelo Hayes.
Acknowledge me. Have you seen the poster?
I have seen the poster.
Oh, yeah, it's sweet.
It's a pretty
I like that
poster.
they did the black and gold.
Yeah.
I'm actually okay. Hear me out.
That's the only thing. That's my only job in this podcast is to hear you out.
Actually, that's a good point. I'm actually looking forward to this paper.
Really?
Which I know is dangerous because it's NXT 2.0.
Yeah.
And I think NXT 2.0 is actually doing a lot of things right. Maybe it's not
really
how people want it, but NXT 2.0 is building stars, and that is the goal. Build the new people. And the way they're doing it here is they're doing NXT 1.0 or whatever you want to call it. NXT Black and Gold.
Poppy NXT.
Yes, of course. And I think that is the way you have to do this. It just makes so much sense. Almost too much sense. And you're giving big shots to guys like Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Tony D'Angelo, Grayson Waller. I think three of them have a shot at being something very soon. Tony D'Angelo is going to have to get rebuilt because there's no way that the Gabagool is going to make it. Love him.
The Gabagool has maybe a month left.
And yeah. And you have on the other side the perfect cast to get them over. You got Tommaso Ciampa, you got Johnny Gargano, you got the heart and soul of NXT on one side. The heart and soul. That's a good start. You got Pete Dunne, who I have no idea what the hell he's doing. I'm not going to lie to you. 27 years old, clearly has re-signed with the company because he's still here because he was around the same time as Adam Cole, supposedly. So clearly he re-signed. And then you got LA Knight, who's not really Black and Gold NXT, but whatever.
But he is Poppy NXT.
He is Poppy NXT. He is fresh Poppy NXT. But as much as people probably are like, well, NXT 2.0 is not what it used to be. Someone wrote this great article I saw on FightGameMedia.com how they rewatched NXT Arrival, which of course was the first NXT special back in the day, and how you went into that show not with major expectations. You didn't really go in with any expectations because you didn't know what was going to come out of that show. And what happened was a incredible brand came from there. You had people on that show like Bo Dallas. You had people, you didn't have all this indie talent. That's not what that was back then. You had a little mix of here and there. And that's what you have tonight. And that is why I have hopes that this show can be good. And I think NXT 2.0, for all its faults, is doing the right thing.
I think that's a fair argument. I think you're right in saying that a lot of the comparisons to NXT is like the immediate comparison is to the black and gold brand. And right. And really people aren't even comparing it to like the Poppy year. They're comparing it to, you know, indie peak years of like 2016, 2017. And even then,
absurd.
Yeah, which is even then that's 4 years old. I would say it has gotten way worse than that. But yes. I can maybe concede in the argument that I'll concede like 20% of the argument, and that NXT is building stars within the NXT universe. Right? Like I don't, you're looking at the ratings and whatnot, and
this show shouldn't be on TV. I got to start with that.
That's my big thing too. It shouldn't be on TV. That is also kind of how NXT on the network had a safety bar, because you don't see the ratings. You don't know how many people watching it. It's only built on the hype of social media. You don't get to see actual performance ratings.
You know what's the crazy thing about NXT 2.0, because this is how I've started watching it, is this is a show where you have brand new wrestlers just throwing new gimmicks at the wall and seeing if they stick. Mm-hmm. That's what this show is. That is what NXT was. Yes, of course.
Gabagool.
It's trying to figure out gimmicks. If you watch every NXT episode from the very, very, very beginning, you would have seen Mike Dalton, you would have seen Tyler Breeze, you would have seen that change for him. Like, that's what we're seeing. It just happens to be on television now. And I think that's what's probably hurting it, like, in people's eyes, because like you said, they're looking at 2007 NXT, not 2007, 2017 NXT, and they're thinking of it as, oh, well, why isn't this as good? Because it's not that anymore. Yeah. You have to look to the definitely the pre-television days, but pre-super indie days. You need to look at those NXT arrival days.
That's a better comparison point.
Yeah, because then it's an easier show to understand. Don't get me wrong. There are things on NXT 2.0 that are absolute shit. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. There's just some terrible things on there.
There's a lot of terrible things. They had Karen Q just being a sleeping person on a couch last Tuesday.
Correct. So, like, there's a lot of bad, but the whole thing is they're trying to just throw things at the wall and see what works. And that's how developmental truly works for them. That's just how it always has.
That's how Tony D'Angelo is over, is that he is just a gimmick thrown at a wall.
They debatably didn't have that for 10 years. Mm-hmm. They didn't have that. So now they do again. Mm-hmm. And I think, having these specials is fine. I mean, putting certain people inside WarGames is a little scary. Not on the men's side, more so on the women's side. Yeah. Is certain JC Jane, who nearly kills herself on a tope, let alone in WarGames. But I am cautious. I'm cautious, mm-hmm. but I'm optimistic this can be solid. I think at the end of the night, hopefully all people will be talking about is what the new breed were able to do, or what the old breed are going away with.
I think it's tough. I think even when you compare it to those early days, it's tough, because I'm looking at the first match on NXT Arrival being Cesaro versus
it was Cesaro and Sami Zayn. I know.
We're not gonna get that match. Cameron Grimes versus Duke Hudson is not that. Joe Gacy versus Roderick Strong is.
Hey, Joe Gacy. I know, like, his gimmick's ridiculous,
Yeah.
he's actually like a good wrestler if you look past the ridiculousness. And he's fighting Roderick Strong.
That's fair. That's fair, I guess.
You know what they should do? They should just put Joe Gacy and Duke Hudson together, cancel the match, and do Roderick Strong versus Cameron Grimes. That would be great, but that's not what we're getting.
No. Well, talking about that WarGames real quickly, I think both of us are full. I think most people are fully expecting Team 2.0 to win this one.
And they should.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if the end of the match is Braun Breaker pinning Tommaso Ciampa.
So, yes, I think if the decision has been made, and I want to bring up how Tommaso Ciampa posted an Instagram story or post today saying, if this is the last time we share the ring, I have 2 words for you. Thank you. Of course, that is to Johnny Gargano. And I don't know if this is the last Johnny Gargano show in NXT. It certainly looks like it might be.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is massive because I think Johnny Gargano gets a lot of hate now. Like, I think he gets an unbelievable amount of hate, but for a long time there, when NXT was at its height, he was that guy that you'd say was the main character of the brand.
Yeah.
Him and Ciampa did everything. They went through, the way they came into the promotion was just as 2 guys. They put them together. They become this great tag team. They have these great matches with the Revival and what the hell is their name? Authors of Pain.
Mm-hmm.
They break up. Ciampa gets hurt. Gargano climbs his way back up to the top, has that phenomenal title match with Andrade. Ciampa comes back. They have their series of matches. I still think that they ran through them way too quickly. I think that is a fair gripe.
And I think they're still having that one final match. I think they're still having that match, actually.
I do too. And for me, I rather see them team one last time because that's how they came in. And them together, I always thought was better than them apart. And I love that. I really enjoy their first match against each other.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a really good match. I don't remember the third one. I remember the second one because that was the street fight, and Ciampa had like the cool like Thanos shirt where he was Thanos, and that was just wicked cool. But I don't remember the third match. Of course, they were supposed to eventually fight each other for the NXT Championship. That never happened. But they went from 2 guys off the street to a tag team champions, rivals, both NXT champions. That is what NXT was for them.
Yeah.
And if this is the end of Johnny Gargano, I for one would like to say thank you because he gave me a lot of great wrestling memories as a fan when AEW wasn't around, when AEW wasn't even a thought.
Yeah.
Johnny Gargano was at the height of NXT. He was, that consistent person, put on great matches. I liked a lot of his matches. I know a lot of his matches for some people are, he kicks out of a million finishers and that gets annoying, and that's fair. That's fair. And that's mostly his later matches with like Adam Cole and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But I was there when him and Adam Cole faced off, and Adam Cole won the NXT title. Probably the best match I've ever seen live. Like, it's just these moments that I remember. And if this is it for Johnny Gargano, then I think he's going out on his back. I think that's how he would want to do it. And I think if you have a Carmelo Hayes or Braun Breaker pin him again, or not again, that Braun Breaker did pin him on Tuesday, I think that's a big moment because Gargano and Ciampa are the franchises of NXT.
Yeah.
And if one's going, and I think if we do see him go out on his back, he is indeed leaving.
Yeah, that's also a good point, is I could see them doing like the DIY reunion bit, and then Braun Breaker's the one that pins. They do the bit where Tommaso Ciampa's handcuffed to the ropes, and then Braun Breaker decimates Johnny Gargano in front of Tommaso Ciampa. And then Tommaso Ciampa's like, I gotta fight you now, and to honor my friend, that sort of gimmick.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, Johnny Gargano is definitely like, the the entire like indie era of NXT is built around the story of Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. And with him seemingly leaving, you know, we still don't exactly know. We know that we have this match and then maybe Tuesday. You know, if you're assuming he's booked. I think he's signed up to work, I guess. But we don't know if he's booked. You know, if that's the idea, you know, then you know that obviously really shows where NXT is today. What is NXT today? Is no longer that indie era when he leaves. Yeah, and it's gonna be wholly different, and it's something that audience is gonna have to understand some more. Is be like, okay, this is not the NXT we all knew and grew up and loved and whatever, right? This is not 2016. This is not 2017. This is 2021. This is what, 4 or 5 years later by the time 2022 turns around. You know, this is different. This is new. This is not the same. And, you know, for the most part, it's the booking kind of sucks, but and the gimmick and all the stuff they're doing sucks. But, you know, it's comparing it to what it was, you know, that what it was never going to last. And this is Johnny Gargano potentially leaving and doing the stretcher job, chess man style, is going to be, it's going to be his final moment, I guess. You know, we make moments in WWE. So Johnny Gargano should be making a moment and putting over a star. You know, that's what it is.
I would love if they, you know, had him lose.
Mm-hmm.
You give the new guys their moment, and then you kind of just clear the ring, let him have his moment. Because I think that's how much he meant to that brand. Like, I think he meant that much to NXT.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, NXT's gone. That NXT's dead. Like we've been saying, NXT 2.0 most weeks doesn't have a lot of good stuff. They'll have a couple maybe, but that's the new brand.
And you know, we'll make fun of it when it comes up.
Yeah. And if you go back to the old NXTs, like back when Arrival was a thing, NXT TV wasn't that great.
Remember CJ Parker?
Exactly.
Remember what's his face? Sammy Callahan's gimmick?
Yeah, this hacker thing, it was terrible.
Yeah.
There was a lot of bad gimmicks from those days that people just kind of forget about because of that boom period they had from there on out on takeovers.
I mean, to be fair, they also had like Sami Zayn in there and Adrian Neville, who were also outstanding wrestlers, but and they don't have, you know, anyone close to that right now. But still, you know.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. New guys win. That's what needs to happen.
NXT Cruiserweight title match. Roderick Strong defending it. Malcolm Bivens has waived the weight limit and allowing Joe Gacy, who has complained about the exclusivity of the Cruiserweight title. Is Joe Gacy, and there's also apparently, according to Dave Meltzer, talks of getting rid of the Cruiserweight title. Will Joe Gacy be the final Cruiserweight champion?
Honestly, wouldn't be shocked, but I kind of love Diamond Mine. That's one of my few things I really enjoy about NXT 2.0, and I think it's because Malcolm Bivens is one, great.
Mm-hmm.
Roger Strong, very good.
Mm-hmm.
I think the two Creed brothers have a lot of potential.
Mm-hmm.
Haichi Men doesn't do anything. Mm-hmm. And Ivy Niles just like a freak athlete, so like it's kind of just a cool group. I hope Joe Gacy doesn't win because I like whatever Diamond Mine's doing, but if they want to get rid of the title, I guess Joe Gacy winning makes sense.
In a Hornswoggle-like move, we'll put the title on Joe Gacy to be the last champion. That's what I'm predicting. Is that if they want to get rid of the title, then they're going to Hornswoggle it.
I will pick Roddy, but you're probably going to be right.
I mean, I want Roddy to win. I'm going to do the same thing I did with WWE, my WWE preview. I want Roddy to win, but it's probably going to be Joe Gacy.
This is going to be the I think this could be slept on. I think if like Joe Gacy like goes past the stupid gimmick, this could actually be pretty good. Because Roddy's like as good as they come still. Like It's so weird seeing him in this and like thriving. He's not only in NXT 2.0, but he's thriving in NXT 2.0. Who would have thought out of all of Undisputed Era, one, he'd be the only one left. Oh wait, Kyle O'Reilly's still there. Two, he would, have his own faction, which is actually pretty entertaining for the most part.
Who would have guessed that Diamond Mine, Roderick Strong, is the most interesting thing on NXT 2.0. Like they're great.
Unless it's Braun Breaker, because come on. I mean,
big booty nephew.
Yeah, come on.
Joe Gacy's gimmick sucks complete ass.
It's so terrible.
I don't understand it. I don't understand why Harlan is there. I don't understand who Harlan is. I don't get it because I don't understand if he's supposed to be a heel or a face for all these reasons. But it's working for the old. So, maybe belt him up, I guess. I don't freaking know. Man, he'll defend it against Tesha Price or some nonsense. I don't freaking know, man. Get off my back.
How's Tesha Price?
Did you watch NXT 2.0 last Tuesday?
I did.
Joe Gacy had that gauntlet thing.
Yeah.
It was against AC Adams, Tesha Price, and some rando, I think.
Oh my God, AC Adams was on NXT 2.0 and AEW in the same week.
Maybe the same night. Maybe the same night because
he got wrecked by Wardlow.
Oh, maybe I'm confusing him. No, I don't.
Yeah, it probably is. It's probably a different person.
Maybe I'm confusing him.
Because AC Adams got killed by the "This is War." I hate that fucking theme song. Anyways, continue.
Well, yeah, when he turns face, Wardlow is gonna have a killer ass theme. Better. But we're not talking about AEW. We're talking about NXT 2.0. The losers of the Wednesday Night War. Imperium, Fabian Eichner and Marcel Barthel will be defending their NXT tag team titles. Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner.
Well, when Frankenstein stays out of the ring, it can be a good match. But when Frankenstein gets in the ring, it's not going to be a very good match. And be notable, once Kyle O'Reilly's pinned in the middle of the ring, that tells you that he is leaving. Because he is leaving. This is his last takeover, whatever you want to call it. This is it.
Yeah.
This is it. Thank God.
I think
if you're about to support Von Wagner, I can't be on this podcast anymore.
I think Von Wagner is better than you give him credit for. I don't think he's as good as anybody else, but he's definitely of the new breed. He's in the top half.
I'll give you that. Top half. I mean, yeah, sure. You just gave half the field.
Yeah. I mean, that's something, I guess.
Top half. Yeah, I'll give you that.
I think part of, we're talking a lot about NXT 2.0 and what it is now and what people need to be reminded what it is now. Honestly, once Gargano and O'Reilly are seemingly gone, I think everyone will have a better understanding of what NXT 2.0 is. I think, once you get rid of those remnants, I think you'll get a better idea. But yeah, I think this match has potential to be the workhorse match of the night sort of thing. You have three outstanding competitors in that ring. Imperium is
Von Wagner.
Yeah, Imperium is probably my NXT tag team of the year.
Well, that's when they killed Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher on you.
Yeah. That's really what it is. If they kept that duo together, that would have been my tag team of the year. So man, what happened to Timothy Thatcher? Where is he? Where is this guy?
I have no idea.
I want to look at the NXT roster pre 2.0 and post 2.0 and just be like, where did these people go? They got Thanos snapped. Like, what happened? Anyways, yeah, I think this match has potential to be pretty good. I think this match can easily carry Von Wagner to a really good match. I think he has enough skill in him to be, play a part in that really good match. But I don't think this is gonna be anything great. My ceiling is 3.5.
Ryan Neitzey, big Von Wagner guy.
Big Von Wagner.
Von Wagner.
Yes. I think it could be good. I think this match could be pretty good, to give it what it is. It is Imperium after all. I mean, they're great.
Speaking of pretty good, Cameron Grimes.
What is this? Who is this guy?
I don't know. Cameron Grimes is cool, at least.
Cameron Grimes versus Duke Hudson at a poker game that went wrong. It is now turned into a hair versus hair match. Cameron Grimes has actually been doing good work, but when he is away from the poker stuff. Cameron Grimes cut this really emotional promo the other day about his hair and what it means and all this stuff. And he was like crying and all that stuff. And it was actually really emotional, really, really good stuff. And then they followed it up. I believe it was the same promo where they followed it up with Duke Hudson coming out and showing a bunch of photoshops of Cameron Grimes bald and stuff.
Yeah, that's NXT 2.0 in a nutshell.
Yeah, like the heart, like it's there. They got it there in Cameron Grimes, but then they're gonna shit all over it with some Duke Hudson nonsense.
Yeah, Cameron Grimes is the one indie wrestler on the show. I don't count Pete Dunne as an indie wrestler, by the way. I don't know what the fuck he is, but he's been in it. He's been in WWE since he was like 4, so I don't count him. Cameron Grimes is the one indie wrestler left on the show that I think has a shot because of the realness there. Like you heard that promo, and people like him. It's very easy to get behind. He has that Daniel Bryan underdog-ism to him. Is he Daniel Bryan? No. But he's a very good wrestler. Very good storyteller. I mean, you heard that promo. It was very good, very emotional.
Mm-hmm.
And, he just gets the reaction when he shows up. He's one of the only people on NXT 2.0 I feel like that get a reaction. It's like him, Braun Breaker, and a couple of the old OG people.
Yeah.
Like everyone else is kind of like, I have no idea what's happening. At least on the men's side. So I hope the best for Cameron Grimes because I think he's just a really great talent. But I hope he wins here. I hope that they don't. It would not make sense at all in this feud if he lost.
Yeah, especially since he already got a trim. It would be weird for him to then be, fully bald after that. It really feels like Duke Hudson's going to lose here. Yeah, and that's pretty much all I got for you in terms of a preview of this match. Cameron Grimes is great. Duke Hudson is there. Duke Hudson's going to lose, and he's going to be bald. And I'm unsure about a handsome fella like Duke Hudson being bald. Why?
I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be like. Do you remember way back in the NXT olden days? When it was still fresh and like Sylvester LaForte was there, and they made that guy that was with him bald.
No, wasn't the guy wasn't the guy that was with him Cash Wheeler, Dax Harwood? Wasn't that one?
No. It was Big Cass and Enzo versus Sylvester LaForte. See, this is the days of that people got amped about NXT, and these things are still happening. I just want you people to know.
Yeah,
it wasn't good. It wasn't good. I understand it's Sylvester. Yeah, because it was a hair versus hair match. Oh, that's when he was still calling Cassidy. Shame on me. Oh, this was a takeover match. It was Enzo Amore versus Sylvester LaForte in a hair versus hair match. So I was, look at that. I'm on track here. I'm just backing myself up by accident here. What is this guy's name? This is it's Louis something. Louis
Dangerpour.
What? Excuse me. Marcus Louis. That was his name. That's and you people thought NXT was great from the start. No. That was an NXT TakeOver Fatal 4-Way.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the third one. I think it's the third or fourth. Whatever. Just
NXT.
move on.
NXT, baby. WarGames. The other someone, yes, John Smith, thank you. Marcus Louis. He helped you out a little too late on that one, Marcus. Or I guess maybe it came in after maybe he wrote the comment after we
I'm going to assume he probably said it before I did. Probably. It took a while.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If you want to comment, make any comments while by the way, everybody, if you're listening to the audio version of this, we live stream this show every Sunday morning, Ring Post Radio, Twitch, YouTube,
9:30 a.m.
Yeah, baby. So thank you, Joe, for watching the show live with us. WarGames, the 8-woman tag team match here. Dakota Kai with Toxic Attraction, Gigi Dolan, JC Jane, and the NXT Women's Champion Mandy Rose taking on the team of Cora Jade, Io Shirai, Kaylee Ray, and Raquel Gonzalez.
I have thoughts.
Hit me with your thoughts.
It's a very weird match because JC Jane, I think, will be the clear, odd one out because from what I know, from what I've seen, Raquel Gonzalez, she's okay.
She did it last year. She was pretty good.
Yeah, she's good in it. Io Shirai is Io Shirai. Kaylee Ray is Kaylee Ray. Cora Jade, I think, I've said it on the show. She has a lot of potential. She did some hardcore stuff before she signed with WWE.
I think she did one hardcore match, one death match.
That's enough. That's enough. That's enough in my eyes. Then there on the other side, you get Dakota Kai, very good. I think Gigi Dolan is okay. I don't think, Priscilla Kelly, which is who she was before WWE. I think she wrestled. She wrestled a lot of places. She wasn't. She's no slacker in there. And then there's Mandy. Maybe Mandy Rose is a risky one. But then there's JC Jane, and I feel like she's the odd woman out here. Of I have no idea what she's going to do. I'm kind of nervous for her. But everyone else is pretty good. I forget that the NXT Women's Division is the only part that hasn't dramatically changed of NXT. I mean, we're Toxic Attraction, I understand that's the main change here, the sex appeal and whatnot and yada 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 and 60-year-old men and whatever that watch they're the main viewers that watch the show. Nothing about 60-year-old men on the show.
60-year-old men and Toxic Attraction. What are you talking about?
Ric Flair did not show up, thankfully. He is still canceled, but I think this could be pretty good. Io Shirai is going to do something stupid, so there's your guarantee.
Yeah, I don't know how they won up the Io Shirai trash dive. I don't know how you one up that one, but they have to find a way to do it.
Maybe they'll do a Spanish Fly.
These are my predictions for this match.
Oh, please don't do that.
Oh my god! Oh, it would be a Spanish Fly into a group of people. That's all.
It's still terrifying.
Yeah, that's fair.
When the people catching include Toxic Attraction, it's very terrifying.
Yeah, these are my predictions for the match. Dakota Kai is going to start, and
she has to start,
and she'll face somebody. I think Mandy Rose will be last. Cora Jade is going to have a penny board that has thumbtacks on it. That's gonna be my guess, and she's gonna hit Gigi Dolan with it or something, or Dakota Kai. Io Shirai is going to do something off the top. Yeah, Kaylee Ray is going to hit someone with a baseball bat, but she's only gonna do it like this. She's never gonna swing it at anybody. But she'll swing it at something. She'll swing it at something and break something. She'll hit it with a table or something and break the table. Trash can, yeah. She's gonna swing at the trash can while someone's in it. That's a good spot. That's a good spot. And I think the winner, has gotta be Cora Jade, Io Shirai, Kaylee Ray, and Raquel. I think the winner's gotta be that. In the same vein of why the winners are gonna be the weird. Also, by the way, don't know why the men in the NXT 2.0 team is the heel group. That seems weird to me. If we're like promoting the future and stuff, why are we also booing them? So in the same vein, I think it's got to be the Cora Jade team.
I think Cora Jade needs to get the win.
I think she might. I think it's either her or Kaylee Ray are gonna get the win here.
Yeah, agreed. I've been saying that Cora Jade could be the one to beat Mandy, and like that was just an absolute dart throw from way back when the moment Mandy won the title.
Yeah,
I was like, I think Cora Jade could beat her, and I still think like Kaylee Ray definitely has a shot. But again, we're pushing the young ones, and Cora Jade's she's got the likability already. She's actually one of the newer people that are cheered. She's a banger of a theme song, by the way. I don't even know what they say, but I like it. I don't know. I just think this is a big spot for her. I mean, she's on the team of vets. She's with Raquel, Io, and Kaylee Ray. Those are 3 prestigious NXT champions. Like, I know people don't remember NXT UK, but Kaylee Ray held that NXT women's title for a UK women's title for a very long time. Io Shirai did what she did, and Raquel, of course, is the last champion. So she's on a big team here. I think having her stand out, getting the win would be a very good move by them. But Kaylee Ray would also make a lot of sense because she's probably next in line for a title shot.
Yeah, I think Cora Jade is someone that I think she pinned Mandy Rose recently. So in theory, she can get a title shot, but I think she could lose. I think Cora Jade is someone that they will eventually put the title on.
But
I don't necessarily know if it's happening yet.
Listen.
Let's build
I don't know
more.
Anything that's happening on this show.
Also true. We're just, we're doing such a preview, and we're like, I don't freaking know, dude.
I think picking who wins the WarGames match isn't hard. Like, I think it's fair to say that the babyface team and the heel team will win, even though I don't, like you said, I don't understand why the new guys in the main event are heels. They're just like, everyone feels like they're just there. Like, I don't feel like anyone's a heel.
Yeah.
But yeah, babyface team wins. Let's stop talking about NXT, please.
Let's do that. I am. Show again is tonight.
Cautiously optimistic.
Cautiously optimistic. I'm not even going to say cautiously optimistic. I am.
Ryan's just going to go into saying this sucks, and when something doesn't suck, he'll be like, "Oh, I didn't waste my time. Nice."
I'm not optimistic nor pessimistic. I'm not going into this thinking it's going to suck, but I'm also not going into this hoping it will be good. You know what I mean? I'm just like coming in with no expectations. I'd be like, I don't know how this is going to go. I'm just going to see how this will be and see how this turn out. I guess we'll find out together, folks. Moving on. Let's talk about AAA. Last night had as Matt Stryker likes to call it, Triplemania.
He's terrible at his job. Like, he is truly awful at his job after all these years.
Scotty, you say Matt. I'm going to argue Matt Stryker was the better of the 2 commentators, English commentators.
Oh, I don't even know who the second person was, but they were terrible.
I don't know who the other guy was. I don't remember his name whatsoever, but this guy, boy howdy.
When I first heard his voice, I thought it was Aiden English or whatever he's going by now.
Yeah.
And it was not Aiden English. As time went on, I was like, this guy can barely put a coherent sentence together, alone.
This guy be getting facts wrong. This guy said that Bandito was the former Ring of Honor world champion.
Oh, give me strength. What are we watching? Oh, by the way, we have so much to talk about next week because we're gonna have the finals best of Super Juniors done too.
Oh,
not
boy.
that this matters.
Oh, boy.
We have to review all these shows next week too. Is my whole point, except for AAA, Regia, whatever the fuck it's called. The commentators or announcers or whatever you want to call them sucked. I missed the Spanish announcing of them screaming anytime a move was hit. I missed that. That's the little beauty of AAA, where the guy that used to be with WWE just blows his fucking head off every time one lucha move's hit. I'm like, dude, that's the entire promotion.
Yeah.
Like, why are we losing our shit for a single moonsault?
Look, man, I don't know what promotion you're part of, but
he's like,
Jesus Christ. Anyways, I watched. How much of the AAA did you watch last night?
I watched the main event.
I watched the, I guess, bottom 5 of the 7-match card. So do you want to walk me through the card, and I can give you some thoughts?
Oh, I sure do. Just give me a second to get together the card, because there's not a chance I remember the entire thing. Psycho Clown wrestled, right? Psycho
Clown did wrestle. He, in fact, wrestled, and he was not the best part of the match, in my opinion. But I'm not saying he was bad, but I'm just saying he wasn't the best part of the match.
All right. When I mess all these names up, Sexy Star? Is this the wrong Sexy Star?
It's, different. Sexy Star 2. Okay. Sexy Star 2.
Okay, cool. Okay, I don't know how to say half these names. So
I did not watch the top 2 matches on Cage Match.
All right, then we're not talking about those.
I'll help you out there.
Laredo Kid and Willie Mack versus Dragon Lee and Dralistico. That sounds like a good match.
It was actually a really good match.
Love Willie Mack.
AAA did a really good job where they were doing a lot of bits to get the right crowd reaction.
Oh, good.
So I think it was maybe before this match, Lucha Brothers came out and cut a promo, and then FTR came out to draw a bunch of heat, and they roughed up one of the Mexican announcers, and had Vicky Guerrero speaking in English and having the Mexican announcer translate for her, which I thought was hilarious. The FTR, basically what I'm saying is they did a lot of stuff there to get FTR heat going into their tag match. Which
FTR is the perfect tag team champions for AAA right now.
I agree.
Because they're so against everything that AAA is.
Yeah, the heat's there.
It's great. It's just great.
On top of that, right before this match, I don't know why, but it worked. Before the match, Willie Mack was, of course, he was the surprise entrant.
I heard he was very over.
He was very over. They came out, and in the ring, they started playing like dance music, and Willie Mack got all into it. And then right before the match started, he did a lot of hip gyrations, a lot of thrusting, really put himself over with the crowd in terms of babyface reactions. And then the four of these guys put on an outstanding wrestling match. Willie Mack was super over anytime he got in that ring. More over than, I would argue, Laredo Kid in AAA. Dragon Lee looked great. He had great chops the entire time. Willie Mack was doing outstanding work. Dralistico held his own. I haven't seen a lot of Dralistico, but he was doing great work as well. This was just a really good match. It was insane to me how over Willie Mack is. I know he does a lot of stuff like Lucha Vavoom. I know he does a lot of that stuff, but it was just very funny to me. Man, he is super over with this crowd. He's going to get called back for sure, I think.
I got one thought. I didn't see this match. I will be watching it because I just read the name and I was like, this sounds very good. Mm-hmm. Dragon Lee.
Yeah.
One of the most underrated wrestlers in the world. I think that dude is so good. And I think, him not being able to be part of New Japan during all this time probably has allowed us to say he's underrated now. But man, he's just awesome. Love that guy.
Yeah, the fact that he has been away from New Japan and how he's just been stuck in the Ring of Honor world and
void.
In the void, I guess would be a better point. Now that he's been stuck in all those things, we're starting to see more of what he can do, and it's just
give me Bryan Danielson versus Dragon Lee.
Oh boy, man, that's actually going to be a really good match. But I'm going to recommend I'm going to recommend most of these matches to you, by the way, Scotty. This show was actually, of what I saw, this show was actually really good, and I really enjoyed myself watching it.
I said it before the show, and I'm going to say it now.
Yeah.
AAA is the best promotion that is ran absolutely terrible. From the terrible commentary to the awful camera cuts. I mean, awful. They make Kevin Dunn look good. And but they have such incredible wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
They have all these promotions. Let them borrow wrestlers. We have Impact representation on the show.
Mm-hmm.
We have AEW representation on the show.
Mm-hmm.
We have Ring of Honor representation on the show. And I know Ring of Honor, going away, but that's still a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They got it all. But let's get to the next match because I need you to explain to me what the fuck happened. Chessman, Dave the Clown, and Murder Clown. Jesus Christ. Why go by Dave the Clown?
I don't know, man.
Clown on your team versus DMT Azul, Puma King, and Sam Adonis.
This match was also really good. It was your classic plunder 6-man tag match in AAA.
Oh, there was plunder.
There was plunder, baby. I'll speak to everything before not the finish, but post-match angle. A lot of plunder, a lot of people going through tables, a lot of chair shots to the head, those steel pans to the head, a lot of plunder. I thought it was really good. A lot of the point of the match was that at least a little bit to it was that DMT Azul, La Empresa, Puma King, Sam Adonis. They're these outsiders that are coming in, I believe from CMLL, to rough up AAA a bit, and they certainly did that.
Sucks.
Chessman was subbing in for I want to say it was. I don't remember who it was, but Chessman was subbing in for somebody.
Where's my dude, Mr. Iguana?
I believe he's in the States right now.
What the heck?
Yeah, I believe Mr. Iguana's in the States. But Chessman was subbing in. Chessman is they're talking him up as this old guy. So the whole point of it is that they're putting Chessman out to pasture, right? Dave the Clown did great stuff. Murder Clown did great stuff. It was just a lot of plunger that I really enjoyed. A lot of lucha plunger that I enjoyed. And then of course, La Empresa get the win. But the post-match angle was what was great. So, oh wait, I didn't even talk about the finish, actually. The finish was insane. So the clowns, they come out with a bunch of other clowns. There are these bunch of randos dressed up like clowns, right?
Was it? Wait! This is a joke, Chess. Was it the offices of WWE?
No, I don't think it quite worked there, Scotty.
Wait! Time out. Was it NWA?
No. It was a bunch of
But you said they were clowns.
Jesus Christ, man. People could be Billy Patrick Pumpkin Corgan could be listening to this podcast right now.
Pumpkins suck.
Oh, he could be listening to this show. Austin Aries could be listening to this show right now.
Oh no. Tinfoil hat to the head. Oh no.
Anyways, the finish of this match, Scotty, was the clowns had a bunch of clowns, whatever. And so they all rushed the ring to help out the clowns. But it turns out it's a swerve. They're not real clowns. They start removing their clown attire, and underneath it are a bunch of shirts that say La Empresa on it. So they are a bunch of people joining Sam Adonis and Puma King. They set up a table. I think they're doing a power bomb, and they attempt to set the table on fire. They definitely put a bunch of stuff on it, and they put a lighter to it, but I didn't see any flames.
Clearly, they didn't go to the Cody Rhodes School of Wrestling.
No, they did not. And then they power bombed Murder Clown through the quote unquote burning table. And that was the finish. Oh, it actually wasn't the finish. There was other stuff that happened after that. I think Dave the Clown tried to make some saves, but that was a cool spot. But basically, the clowns turned on the clowns, and we got a bunch of clown heat.
Clown on clown action.
What really it is this match had great heat. They did the turn. The point of it is that they want AAA crowd to hate these guys, and I thought they did a great job. Following the match,
Yes, this is what I've been waiting for.
Chessman is on doing the stretcher job. Everyone's real concerned. He's like out on the ground cold. They get the stretcher out, and they put him on the stretcher and they start wheeling him out. Sam Adonis continues to get the heat, and I'm obviously this is planned, I'm guessing. But Sam Adonis, with the help of I think maybe DMT Azul, springboards up and does a moonsault off the top rope onto the stretcher with Chessman on top of it. The problem is, Scotty, he whiffed. He airballed so hard. The clip is so funny. I burst out laughing. He whiffed the stretcher so badly, got none of it. And Scotty, I do want to reframe it here. They had outstanding heat. They were getting booed in the arena. Sam Adonis goes for this exclamation point of a springboard moonsault off to the stretchered chest man and misses. And then he like punches him a couple times and then they all leave. Like it was they had great heat. He whiffs the big spot and then they're like, ah shit, then they leave. They don't do something new. They don't do it again. They just leave.
The best part, it was after the match.
It was after the match. There's no reason to do it. They just did it, and he misses it completely. Completely.
And
they're doing
that's AAA.
If that doesn't sum up AAA, I don't know what entirely will, because
This will actually. The next match will.
Like, oh man, this is really good heat, and then they do just something that's just like,
what? That's the best worst promotion in the world today. AAA. The next match was Cain Velasquez making his return to AAA, and I hope he did well. Pagano and Psycho Clown versus Los Mercenarios. Sorry. Reyes Scorpion and Tarus, as well as LA Park. Or is it La Park?
LA Park. I do want to say before we get too far down the card here is that it was announced via video package that Taya Valkyrie will be returning to AAA.
Real original.
And that she is seeming to go after Deonna Purrazzo for the Reyes de Reyes championship. So be on the lookout for that one as well. If I'm not mistaken, did Deonna first win the Impact title from Taya Valkyrie? I want to say she did. I don't quite recall. But nonetheless. Anyways, the 6-man tag match. So yes, Cain Velasquez was in this match. He came out wearing a mask that was like a devil mask of tiny little horns and like a mustache, which I thought was nice. It was a nice little match. But he wore a mask the entire time, which I thought was great. LA Park was the mystery surprise here. The idea was that the Mercenarios and LA Park are supposed to be the heels, but it's LA Park in Mexico, so he's not going to get booed. This is actually another really good match. Pagano, everyone held their own, but really it was all about Cain Velasquez versus LA Park here.
Yeah, how did he look?
He looked really good, man. And I'll say this again.
He got to do lucha?
He did a lot of lucha. He did of course some MMA stuff. He won the match with a cross arm bar. I'm
just happy he got to do like what he actually wants to do in wrestling, because when he signed with WWE, it didn't work. They made him do what he didn't all want to do, so that's good for him. Yeah,
that's the thing, is that before WWE, he was doing the lucha stuff, right? Yeah. And then they signed with WWE
like twice.
Yeah,
he only wrestled like twice.
Yeah,
tagged Cody Rhodes once.
Yeah, his matches are hilarious. His first match ever was Cain Velasquez, Cody, and Psycho Clown versus El Tejano Jr., who is no longer in the promotion, Taurus, and Killer Cross.
This is like the greatest 5 matches I could ever see of absurdness. Then he went Brian Cage, Cain Velasquez, and Psycho Clown versus El Texano Jr., Rey Scorpion, Tarus. So very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Then Brock Lesnar versus Cain Velasquez.
And a WWE title match that lasts 2 minutes and 3 seconds.
and then Cain Velasquez and Humberto Carrillo versus Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows at a live event in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was released.
He did not wrestle for 2 years. Comes back 2.5 years and a month later for this one match. This is a great match. Just like the Cody match, I believe. He comes out with a GIF in that one. In the Cody match, it made him look good because he did some cool like tilt-a-whirl Hurricane Rana. In this match, it was taking a chair shot to the head by LA Park.
He's been hit with worse in the head, believe it or not.
LA Park's sons did make an appearance. LA Park Jr. and El Hijo de LA Park. They
made that 10 times fast.
I know, it's a lot. They made an appearance to try to help their father win. Did not work. Cain Velasquez got the win. It was really good. I
just want them to be called the Parks.
Not Los Parks. He wants them to be called the Parks. I want them to be called the Parks. The Parks. No, yeah, Cain Velasquez did really good work in this match.
That was my man, Psycho Clown.
Psycho Clown was good. He wasn't the focal point of the match, but he was good. He did come out with dancing with a bunch of children, and that was weird. I think I've only ever seen like one Psycho Clown match, but it was absurd. I will say though that of the 5 matches I watched, this was the weakest. But yeah, it was like 2.
Well, it was centered around a former MMA fighter who just has 5th career match. So
yeah, so
I'll give them some leeway.
It was fun. It was fun at the very least.
I had fun. All right, AAA World Tag Team titles were on the line as FTR with Vicky Guerrero.
Yes.
I almost made a comment that I'm so happy I didn't. Went against the Lucha Brothers, Phoenix and Pentagon Jr., because he's allowed to be Pentagon Jr. there.
Yes, this was a ladder match for the titles or something, because they had ladders.
Thank you, Cage Match, for not telling me that.
Yeah, well, it's Lucha rules, so a lot of it's loose, but for whatever reason it was a ladder match. But it was good. Pentagon got real bloody. He got hit in the balls by a ladder.
Me too. I got a question.
To which one? Me too. To which one? Which thing? Do you got real bloodied, or you got hit in the balls by a ladder by 2 men?
Yes.
Okay, man. We're not gonna kink shame here. We're not gonna kink shame.
Was this better than either AEW match between them? Better than their first, has to be.
I think it was, in the sense that again, it was like a fun plungery match, and so it heightened the stakes of all the previous stuff. It was definitely better than the Frog one. Obviously, it was. I don't even remember the second one. Quite honestly,
they had that. Phoenix hit that cool thing where he jumped off of Penta, and so he did. So you know how he does the double stomp into the package pile driver?
Yes. Oh,
he did that and launched off, and that was cool.
Oh yeah, that was cool. That didn't happen here.
For all my money, I still say Phoenix is the overall best luchador. Overall, put it all together.
In history or currently?
No. Rey Mysterio, my man.
I was about to say.
Disrespect.
No, but this match was really good. It was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. FTR was doing great heel work in Mexico. And I talked about what they did at the top there about getting a bunch of heel.
Was it just being American?
A lot of it was. Well, they wore American attire, but and they only spoke English. But it was really, they were burying lucha and saying that, no flips, none of that stuff. So it was really that talk, that language through American outfits and in English language. But they had great work here. Cash Wheeler is really good. Like he's also what's great about him is that he's a really good base for a lot of lucha moves. Like he can do a lot of great stuff. I love seeing Cash Wheeler wrestle, especially in lucha matches and especially high octane matches like the Young Bucks one, like the lucha match here. Phoenix and Pentagon obviously were outstanding. Glad Phoenix was able to figure out the visa issue. I assume he wasn't an issue because he was in Mexico, but I was trying to make a dunk on him not being there at the Gas South Arena in Duluth. Anyways,
hey, we ended up having a great match anyways.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, no, the real surprise to me, obviously, is the result, which was FTR retaining the titles. I think everyone and their mother assumed that Lucha Brothers were going to win here back in Mexico, but that did not happen. Instead, it was the Lucha Brothers. So I'm okay with that. I think they're doing good work. I think they obviously are over in Mexico. I was surprised at how well it worked, but they're over in Mexico. It was working for them. And they're doing great stuff. I really enjoy their AAA tag team run here. So, I'd like to see more of it. I don't know what they're going to see. Dragon Lee and Dralistico said that they want to go after the tag team titles. So it looks like we might get that match down the line. So we'll see. But we're going to get more FTR nonetheless. Maybe they'll do another match for the titles in America. I don't know, but this might be the end of the feud. Honestly, this might be the end of the feud. So we'll see.
Maybe AAA, but I know we'll still get the AEW match.
Yeah, one would presume we get the match since we didn't get the full one on Friday.
I saw Vicky fell too, which was wild.
Yes.
Anyways, the main events. I feel like this is the first time ever for the AAA Mega title that I actually got the main event. But of course, it was vacated by the one and only Kenny Omega, meaning we had to have a 5-way match with some odd names because why not? Jay Lethal versus Bobby Fish versus Samurai De Sol versus Bandito versus El Hijo del Vikingo. This was the match I watched, so I can actually, give some of my opinions on it.
Yeah.
And my first opinion is that there was absolutely no reason for Jay Lethal and Bobby Fish to be in this match. Especially Bobby Fish.
Well, I would have always preferred a one-on-one match nonetheless. Jay Lethal,
I brought it down to a triple threat. I didn't even go down to singles.
If I was to go down to a triple threat, I would actually take out Samurai Del Sol and put in Jay Lethal.
Me too, but I am assuming Samurai Del Sol's probably going to stick around in AAA.
Yeah, that's true. I would have had it be I take it back. If I had to be a triple threat, it would be Vikingo, Lethal, and Samurai Del Sol. I would take out Bandito and Bobby Fish, honestly.
Yeah, Bandito was weird in this one. Like, I said this to you earlier. He didn't feel as special in a AAA ring.
No, but I also think that was on purpose. Yeah. I think this entire match was built around Vikingo doing cool things. Right? Him doing the high flying stuff.
That's his move set.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Samurai Del Sol didn't really do much in terms of high flying stuff either.
Right.
He was a part of a insane Spanish fly. But he didn't do insane stuff. Bandito didn't do a lot of insane stuff. It was really
Bobby Fish did.
Bobby Fish was flying off those ropes, man. Like
he had his cool Falcon arrow.
Call up Grand Metalik because Bobby Fish is now the king of the ropes. No,
offensive.
Probably. No, but honestly, like I think the match was just simply built around like Vikingo is going to do a bunch of cool ass shit and then win the match in like 15 minutes.
As he should, and as he did. He apparently broke the record of being the youngest AAA mega champion, which is awesome. I thought this match was really good. I didn't think it was great or anything. I didn't think it was awful. I think I was upset about how short it was. I was just like, oh, maybe we'll get more. But we talked about this before. If you're going to have multiple people in a match, it should be short. Yeah.
But I thought Jay Lethal actually held his own here. He did a lot of cool spots, and the crowd was into Jay Lethal. Bobby Fish was there, and he did have crowd reaction, which I was surprised about. Bandito was more there than Bobby Fish, and Santo del Sol had some cool interactions with Vikingo, which makes me think that might be a future title match.
Yeah. I thought it was a good match. It's the era of Vikingo, which I think is the more important part of this. He's clearly the next major young lucha star to break into the world. I feel like not into the world, but I feel like he's the next, Penta and Phoenix, because they were the ones who, started there and became mainstream guys. I think he will be the next one. I think he's that good.
Yeah.
I know he's that good.
That also plays into the match being built around Vikingo doing cool shit.
Yeah, and I mean they're gonna do Vikingo versus Phoenix eventually, and I'm gonna just be lost at the entire time I watch it. I'm not gonna try to take a note on it because I'm just gonna be like, ha, that happened.
Yeah.
It was great, but there's a lot of interesting title matches for Vikingo to do moving forward, and I'm excited to see what he does because he's great at the age of 24. He's just one of the more must-see wrestlers out there right now. He just does things that no one else can do, and I'm sure Grand Metalik is probably gonna, he got released by WWE. He should be on his way soon, and talk about a match. That'll be pretty good. I don't know if he has connections with CMLL or not.
He did.
I'm gonna hope he doesn't anymore.
I would presume he does. I don't think CML is. Well, I guess I don't know. I can't speak to it. I don't know enough. Yeah, I think Grand Metalik would be great here, or Mil Mascaras would be great here. Mil Mascaras?
No, not the same.
Who am I thinking of?
That's like a legend. Mil Mascaras is like Alberto Del Rio's uncle.
What am I thinking of? What's his name? Shit, since Grand Metalik's
I got it. Give me a second.
But yeah, I think Vikingo's gonna have a couple defenses here. I think the idea is, he's gonna do Samurai del Sol, Phoenix, probably Pentagon, maybe like, I don't know about Psycho Clown.
He's only 33. Wow. Mascara Dorada.
Mascara Dorado, yes. I think he's gonna have a couple ones. I think the idea here is to just have the title on him until Kenny Omega, so to have that match. At the end of the day, we say to all of this, it's AAA, so who the hell knows? They could put the title on Psycho Clown if they wanted to. But I don't know. We'll find out. I think the idea, though, is just save it until the Kenny Omega match, whenever that happens. And maybe Vikingo can be that match. But I think I think this was the official sort of start on having Vikingo be open up to Americans. I think it succeeded in making Vikingo look cool. Vikingo, I know, is coming to America. He has a match. Well, maybe not. He doesn't have a match, but his silhouette, at very least, has a match in Philadelphia coming up. So one would presume that he is coming into somewhere. So
coming to America.
Yeah, get ready for more Vikingo. Get ready for more Vikingo. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's gonna be so good. I hope some the eons of WWE releases also dip their toe in AAA too.
Yes, Killer Cross coming back, baby. Yeah,
that's not the one I was talking about.
No, okay. What about Brian Cage? He's not a AAA or whatever release.
But not a WWE release. He'll probably be an AEW release soon.
What about Lindsay Dorado?
Yeah, I like Lindsay Dorado. I was trying to, not name just Lucha people. Shane Strickland, maybe.
It's not bad.
Shane Strickland everywhere sounds good to me. I just saw that he was with Sammy Guevara the other day, so Are you telling me that he's potentially going to be on AEW television soon? Because
I think Sammy Challenger is going to lose. Sammy Guevara is going to lose the title to an open challenge,
as he should.
And I think it's going to be either Keith Lee or Strickland.
Those are the right choices.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see. I think it could be either. So I'm just sort of like, maybe it could be Kyle O'Reilly. I guess I don't think Gargano. No, it's Kyle O'Reilly.
I want to do Kyle O'Reilly. I could see Gargano.
Maybe, but
I would do Keith Lee. I've been set on the Keith Lee train.
Yeah. Anyways, speaking of Ring of Honor. Speaking of Ring of Honor World Champions.
Yes, our final break. And I want to just say that, again, the commentary on AAA was awful, and I missed the Spanish commentary very much. Especially for Vikingo matches.
Yes, I agree.
They get me into it. Like, sometimes I listen to Japanese commentary on like New Japan shows to get into a match because like they're just so much better at, I don't know, they're just better at calling the style sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I also don't like I like when Kevin Kelly's there. I don't like when he's like doing the recording from far because it's always a little delayed.
Yeah.
But I definitely missed the commentary, which we usually get. So hopefully that'll be back. I don't know if that was an option on Fight or not. I'm guessing no.
It was. I don't know. I don't know if it's a paid option, but if you had the stream, you can like change the language to English to Spanish.
Oh, cool.
Before we get to Ring of Honor and their seemingly final show, Joe Smith the Don asks, "Who would you put on the Mount Rushmore of NXT?"
Oh, this is a juicy question. Okay.
I do feel like it's probably going to be Ciampa Gargano. I'm going to start there. I'm probably going to put Sami Zayn in there.
I got mine.
And then I'm going to put Sasha Banks.
Interesting.
I think.
Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano, Finn Balor, Asuka.
Oh, Finn Balor was also there. Asuka was also there.
I had that one ready. That's why I'm happy you went first, so I could just pop him off like that. I think I have to put Adam Cole because he's their longest reigning champion. He was a major part of their height.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think once he kind of lost the title, everything just went to shit. Johnny Gargano instantly for me because he was everything to NXT. Finn Balor was the guy at the very height. He was everything that lifted NXT into that super indie, I feel like. And Asuka's Asuka. I feel like I can't keep Asuka off.
My Mount Rushmore, I'm going to revise it. It's going to be Sylvester LaFour, Cora Jade, Boa, and finally it's going to be Pat McAfee.
I think there's a lot of disrespect to Pat McAfee and Cora Jade there, and I think it's unacceptable. Listen. The reason I put Adam Cole there, he had a great match with that Pat McAfee, so I don't want to hear it. And Pat McAfee was also in WarGames last year, and that was insane. And the disrespect to Cora Jade and Pat McAfee is unacceptable. So take it back.
Ring of Honor, final battle, a tagline, end of an era here.
Is that really what it's called?
Yeah. Happening this upcoming Saturday, December 11th at Baltimore, Maryland, at Chesapeake Employees Insurance Arena. Basically, they're at UMBC like they always are. I've been to this show. It's a great venue. Pretty good venue. At the time of recording, they only have 5 matches here announced. So
you went from great venue to it's fine.
That's fine. I did a lot. At the time of recording, they only have 5 matches announced. So let's go through them real quickly, Scotty.
Is it on Friday or Saturday?
It's on Saturday.
Fuck.
First up,
I'll be home. Never mind.
First up, grudge match: Shane Taylor versus Kenny King. 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 Any thoughts?
I don't have many thoughts.
Nothing. Barren Wasteland on King.
I hope Shane Taylor promotions continues.
Yeah,
that's my first thought. My second thought is I think Kenny King loses.
Yeah, I don't have much thought here either. I don't necessarily care for.
I was trying to add content to this stream, but couldn't.
No, this match does nothing for me, and that's it's a grudge match that does nothing for me, and I don't know.
It's a grudge match.
Yeah, they're labeling it.
Is that
match.
who they attack? Is he? I remember. Okay, sure, whatever.
Sure, who knows? Speaking of, let's get more interesting. Speaking of Shane Taylor Promotions, Ring of Honor World Tag Team Title Match. Shane Taylor Promotions, Khan, Moses, and O'Shea Edwards taking on the team of The Righteous, Bateman, Dutch, and Vincent. Who is going to be the final Ring of Honor World Six-Man Tag Team Titles champions? At least for now. It's getting real sketchy about people. Honestly, people honestly are at this point now, Scotty. I don't know if you've listened to the streets too much, but people are uncertain if Ring of Honor is coming back.
I've been pretty set it's probably not.
Yeah.
But
so we're gonna say who has probable potential to be the final World Six-Man Tag Team champions.
I think they should leave it on Shane Taylor Promotions.
Why is that?
I think they've done the work to deserve that. If they are the last champions, I think they've done the work to deserve that. I think they've been very good tag team champions. I think as a group, they've become something really entertaining and really one of the better parts of Ring of Honor. So I think they definitely deserve it. I don't really care for whatever Vincent's doing. No offense to him. I don't like whatever his group is, and I think Shane Taylor Promotions, they're very good, and I would like them to stick together. And I feel like them keeping these titles, maybe they're allowed to roam a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think they should stay.
Yeah, I love Shane Taylor Promotions. Like I was never a huge Shane Taylor guy, but then when you mixed him in with Khan and Moses, it was just like it was the right fit. And I mean, I guess that's the whole idea of what Shane Taylor was trying to do, is put together a unit here that can be their own thing. And Khan, Moses, and O'Shea Edwards, Jesus Christ, these guys are great. I think they're outstanding. I love the work they do. I love also Bateman, Dutch, and Vincent. I enjoy their work as well. So I think this match has all the potential to be an outstanding match. And let's be honest here real quickly, Scotty. I think every match on this card has the potential to be an outstanding match. You're going to look at me weird, but you're going to tell me that not every single person on the show is going to be putting on the working boots and working their fucking hardest to make this show is the best show it can be.
I mean, they will. I just don't know if Shane Taylor and Kenny King are going to get to the point of, 3.5 stars.
I think the Kenny King match should end with him being beaten down or something, and then Rhett Titus making the save. So we get the Kenny King and Rhett Titus tag team back together one last time.
I need you to stop saying Kenny King.
What? It's his name. It's Kenny King.
It's Kenny King.
King.
Former Bachelorette contestant.
That's correct.
Kenny King.
But yeah, Shane Taylor Promotions are great. I think that they should retain the titles. I wouldn't be surprised if they give it to Bateman, Dutch, and Vincent.
I could see it.
If they're coming, I don't know. I could see it, but I would keep it on Shane Taylor. Who the hell knows? Ring of Honor, pure title match. Who would have guessed that they would have brought this title back last year? And here we are at the final show of Ring of Honor. Josh the Goods Woods defending the title against Brian Johnson.
AEW Dark competitor Josh Woods. Actually,
that is correct, sir.
Did he win? Do anyone know if he won?
I don't think so, because he was facing an actual person, like an actual okay. This
is not the last pure match I was ready for, but I think they're both rather solid. Hopefully, it doesn't go as long as the Gresham Woods one went, because I don't think they can go that long. Woods is winning.
I'm going to revise my statement and say that Josh Woods faced Sean Spears.
He's still probably lost.
Yeah, probably. It's a dark, so he probably lost. He's not signed.
Or is he?
I don't know. The person that tweeted out did not say the result of the match.
That'd be a weird signing to go out of your way to sign. No offense.
I agree. Josh Woods is really good. That pure match of Gresham was bad in like a needless drama way. It just didn't work.
No.
I like Brian Johnson a lot on the mic. His work is also there, but he's not like he's not gonna win this match.
Nothing says Ring of Honor like a good mic guy.
But I think this match has potential to be pretty decent.
Nuts?
No, just decent. I think I don't know. I like Josh Woods. I think he's good. I like Brian
Johnson.
Tired.
I think we're running out of steam. That's what I think. We're like, yeah. We're talking about a dying brand. It's not very it's hard to be excited.
It's hard to be excited because there's nothing booking wise to look towards. Right. A lot of what we try to do the show is look towards the future in terms of booking and storyline.
Yeah,
and stars.
Well, the future's dead.
The future is
Ring of Honor.
Yeah, seemingly dead. So I talked about it kind of very loosely with NWA, but in the same kind of vein here, this show lives and dies on the quality of its matches. There could be, I think there's going to be at least one or two title changes. But I don't. So
far,
know.
I think there's only one really good match on the show.
I think there's
based off of what you've told me.
I think there's two. I think there's three. I think there's three. I think
high hopes.
I think the 6-man tag could be pretty good.
Is Roxy not on the show?
As of right now, no. I assume she's going to be added, but we'll see.
Should just did Roxy versus Trisha Dor. Just throw stuff against the wall. And
I don't know, actually. If anything, it actually might be Roxy versus... Let's see. Let's look here. Let's see. What do we got here? Yeah, it's either going to be... And I believe the Ring of Honor TV show happened yesterday, so I would have to watch it there.
How many last-second matches are they going to add?
Well, it's going to be... The Ring of Honor television show was last night, and so the... I don't know who won off of it. Cage match isn't updated. It's either going to be Mandy Leone or Willow versus Roxy.
That is an extreme difference.
Yeah. So
that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Why?
I think it's going to be Willow. I think it's really going to be Willow, but we'll see what happens. When
I need to cheat and find out if it was.
I'll let you look into that as I prep the next match, which is the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Title match. The OGK come off of a huge win at NWA Hard Times 2. Matt Taven and Mike Bennett defending their titles against the one and only Ring of Honor staples, the Briscoes, Jay and Mark Briscoe.
It would be an absolute crime. If Ring of Honor's dying and the final tag team champions aren't the Briscoes. That is my take on this. I think this is actually a very interesting match. I think it can be good because, like you said, they're going to go all out. Yep. I could see, Matt Taven do something stupid because he once in a while just does something crazy. Then I'm like, I forgot he could do that.
Last time I checked, he is Matt Taven.
He is indeed Matt Taven. Mike Bennett's there. And the Briscoes, as much as... I don't really know where people stand on the Briscoes, but they're still very good.
I think they are very good.
And they're already, teasing a match with FTR, and I think it's not crazy to think they are AEW bound following Final Battle, but them, unlike the disrespectful Jay Lethal, wanted to respect Ring of Honor and finish up there before moving on,
or bouncing.
Yeah. The fact Jay Lethal's like, I don't want to be on Final Battle just kind of hurts me a little bit. Like, he should be on this final show. And I don't like Jay Lethal's, scumbag and whatnot, but allegedly. But he should be on the last show, and he's not.
I didn't even think about it, Scotty. But currently he's not on it, and he's not. He said he wasn't going to be. Where we left off in the television tapings was him and the Foundation feuding with the Righteous, with him and Vincent. You would
Yeah,
have you would have suspected it would be Jay Lethal versus Vincent.
I now understand why he said goodbye.
Wow. Oof, I didn't think about that, but that is fucked up,
That's
Jay.
tough.
That's Jay
Yeah,
Lethal. Another knock
yeah,
on the Jay Lethal train.
yeah. But Briscoes should win. I think OGK are gonna have a very good showing. I think the Briscoes are gonna have a very good showing. I think this has a chance to surprise a lot of people
Yeah.
in the swan song of Ring of Honor.
And I agree that I think if there's going to be a title change, it's definitely going to be here. It is the Kingdom. It is the Kingdom after all, and we all know how much Ring of Honor loves the Kingdom. But at the end of the day, it is the Briscoes, and having the Briscoes be the final champions of Ring of Honor means all the more. It is what it is, and it would also be the culmination of the current Briscoes storyline. Them fighting, broken up, fighting, getting back together, going back up the rankings, getting a title shot, but stuff doesn't really work out, and then coming back up the rankings, getting the title shot against the Kingdom, end of an era, final battle. It makes complete sense storyline wise. It makes sense complete promotion wise. So I think you're right in saying that the Briscoes are probably going to walk away with the titles here.
I think they were loyal by a fault. Like they were so loyal to Ring of Honor.
Well, they actually tried to leave at one point to go to NXT, but it's NXT, and they said no.
No, there was a time that Triple H wanted them.
Really?
Too. Yeah, there was a time.
I looked into that because I thought NXT said no to them.
No, I forget. Something came up. I think that because I remember that being like signed and delivered, and it just didn't happen. Wow.
I'm looking into it right now. It looks like they would have come in around the time of Finn Balor.
They chose to stay home.
Yeah.
So I have it right here by Bleacher Report. So around the time Finn Balor was making the jump from NXT to WWE main roster, they reportedly discussed going to NXT, but in the end chose to stay home. So again, loyal to a fault. Now, the way WWE handles their tag teams, probably the right decision for them, honestly, back then, because Ring of Honor was still very healthy. They had the Young Bucks and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But I think long term, they were definitely loyal to a fault because they're a very good tag team that may never get their full respect. And I know, again, a lot of people have thoughts on the Briscoes and their beliefs and whatnot. Aaron Riccaboni has said that they are very different from what they used to be. Mm-hmm. And I'm just hopeful that that's true. And I think they're going to have a very good run in AEW when this is all said and done, but they should end as Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions.
I agree. Well, let's talk about what is more than likely going to be the final match in maybe Ring of Honor history. Again, we have no idea. It's not looking good, but it looks like we don't quite, the verbiage and everything looks weird. So this could be the final match. Bandito, your Ring of Honor World Champion, defending that title against none other than the Octopus, Jonathan Gresham.
I wrote an entire article on why Jonathan Gresham should win the Ring of Honor World Championship. It's his destiny, as he said, to make Ring of Honor pure again. Tough, but winning the title, he's making it pure again. And I think the idea, even if Ring of Honor goes away, that they kind of just give him this belt and he is able to be the roaming world champion, the real world champion of wrestling, going around the world and defending. We know he's going to Germany in March. Is it March? He's going to be part of the 16 Garrett Cole Gold Tournament, which Biff Busick's also going to be a part of. Would love to see Gresham versus Busick. But I think him going around the world and defending the Ring of Honor World title would be awesome.
Yeah.
And I think
bring it over to Atlanta and Terminus.
Exactly. And I think the road for Gresham to this peak, it needs to be completed. Even if it's the last day that Ring of Honor ever has a breath, Jonathan Gresham needs to be Ring of Honor World Champion. That's the story. There's a story here. And listen, I am big Bandito fan. I think he's great. He doesn't need to win this. It should be Jonathan Gresham.
Well, it's not just that. I'm going to argue this real quickly because I'm upset about it. I don't know when Ring of Honor knew that their dying days were coming, right?
Yeah.
But I liked Bandito being the guy that beat Rush. I thought it was a great moment for Bandito to culminate him. But if you look at the booking after Bandito, he's like just been doing a bunch of tag matches on Ring of Honor television. He's not like been doing anything. Granted, what do you build around him as we get to the next challenger for the next show? Because you only challenge his only title defense, I believe, was against Alex Zane.
Yeah, it was.
He has not
in
had
that four way.
Yeah. The Death Before Dishonor show. Oh, he actually defended the title a shit ton. So he won it against
not on Ring of Honor, right?
He won it against Rush. He had the Glory by Honor show, night 1, defended against Flip Gordon. Death Before Dishonor, where he defended against Brody King, Demonic Flamita, and EC3. He had a big Lucha show where he defended it against Matt Taven. And then on television, he defended against Alex Zane. I don't know. These are all good defenses. I guess that crumbles my argument a little bit. But, even then, it's kind of just like he's having matches. They're not really building a story around this guy. The story is around Jonathan Gresham. I think it's got to be Jonathan Gresham. I think you'd be a fool to not put the title on Jonathan Gresham. I don't think Ring of Honor has truly elevated Bandito by making him champion. Jonathan Gresham, it means more to the finality of this promotion to have it be Jonathan Gresham.
Yes, it goes without saying. I think he needs to be the last champion.
Mm-hmm.
He should be the last champion. And he already has some goals coming up in the new year. He's got, like I said, the 16 karat gold tournament, and then he has his own promotion in Terminus with Baron Black, which has a lot of big names going to the show. Going to be a very pure based show, it looks like.
Like me, I'm a big name going to that show.
Well, you're going to the show. You're not part of the show.
Well,
you're a fan. You're not part of the show.
You don't know that. According to TNA, I'm part of the show.
Right. Sure. But I think Gresham needs to win here, and it'll be a good way to cap off what very well could be the end of Ring of Honor as we know it.
Yes, indeed. I think Gresham's going to win this one. I'd be interested to see what happens to Ring of Honor after all this. I do not know. Do you think we're going to get any fun surprises? Any fun Ring of Honor historic surprises at this show?
I really hope we do. I think it would be. I know it's very different now because a lot of the historics, they weren't part of the Sinclair era.
Mm-hmm.
But just one night, just
there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that can be there that are, in theory, available.
There's so many of wrestling's main eventers now came from Ring of Honor,
mm-hmm.
and it would be a shame. It would be an absolute shame if they didn't have anyone show up.
Yeah.
Listen, you got Bryan Danielson who could show up. Tony Khan's not going to be like, no, you can't show up. You got CM Punk who could show up.
Mm-hmm.
You got the only 3-time Ring of Honor World Champion, Adam Cole. He could show up.
Mm-hmm.
Unless, I don't know if that's still true. It feels true. So I'm going to keep going with it. You have just all these names. The Young Bucks. Bobby
Fish.
This is just,
exactly. You could say Jay Lethal. Probably not.
No, he's not showing up. Screw him.
And who knows? And also, who knows how many video packages we get? You could get Rocky Romero there. You get video packages from people in NXT. Homicide could be there easily.
Feels like a layup. Well, he's part of the brand, isn't he?
Yeah.
So, but he should be. I mean, he's not on the card yet, so he definitely should be there. Brody King doesn't have a match either, which is weird.
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of just history that you can play into in this show.
Yeah,
I think you should.
If Flex the business and doing a video package.
If WWE wanted to just let Samoa Joe go, that'd be cool. They won't. I just remembered he was signed there.
Oh yeah, he could do it. I could see them doing like a video thing, like so you can get Samoa Joe and Kyle.
Stardom did that. They let WWE let Io Shirai send the video actually, and Kairi Hojo. So Kairi Sane.
I know that is slightly different circumstances, but still.
Well, that was an anniversary. This is Ring of Honor's death.
Yeah.
But I think it should be. It's just so sad because next year was the anniversary show, the 20th.
Yeah,
it's 20th.
Yeah.
That's
the thing is, like, I wonder if they're gonna do a 20th anniversary show. You know, like I don't.
That would have been a nice final show.
Yeah, that would have been a great final show. But Final Battle, but Final Battle also really works as a great final show.
It does. It's not a very. I feel like this show does not. It doesn't highlight how great Ring of Honor was for the majority of 20 years.
Yeah,
and I wish it did. I really wish it did. I really wish. I would love if they just did a impromptu match of former Ring of Honor world champions or somehow, or just something random.
Let's get Christopher Daniels in there versus Rocky Oh, let's do it. Let's get. Oh, wait, hold on. Are they all available? What's the first ever one? Christopher Daniels, low key. Is that AJ Styles is the third one? Dang.
I think so. Yeah.
We'll get an AJ Styles replacement. I don't know. Someone call up Ace Austin.
Interesting. I like Ace Austin.
I do too.
Anyways.
No, yeah, I think there's potential that we could have a lot of historic surprise visits. There are a lot of them. A lot of them are available. I wouldn't be surprised if it's nothing.
We're just gonna get a debut with Braun Strowman.
Look, if EC3 is gonna come out and he's gonna turn the lights off, Cheers style,
and he's gonna say, "This is my what was this thing? What is it? I don't even remember what this thing.
I don't fucking
narrative. Whatever the stupid thing is."
Look, all right. If WWE can't get The Rock,
you know who's gonna show up? Moose. That man always shows up. He doesn't go away.
If I was Sinclair Broadcasting, I'd
shut the TV off.
No. I would get The Rock on video at least.
WWE, look what we did. We got The Rock. I did it for The Rock.
Oh, I 100% would get The Rock. Why not? Fuck it, dude. We're going out on a bang.
That makes no sense. He'd be like, I have no idea who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
Who is this? Oh, they're dying. Oh shit, that's so sad. Yeah, it's an entire promotion. Oh, that's not great.
Do you think The Rock knows of Ring of Honor?
Yes, I think The Rock's very much understand. I mean, he wrestled CM Punk. I'm gonna hope he knows Ring of Honor. Is that the only Ring of Honor wrestler he's ever wrestled? Sounds right.
Yeah, it sounds right. I can't say for certain, but
was R-Truth ever in Ring of Honor?
He was in TNA. He was a former NWA World's Heavyweight Champion.
Was Eric Rowan?
Eric Rowan.
That's The Rock's final match, buddy.
There's like a giant ass fly on my window right now.
All right, that means it's time to leave, everybody.
It's the end of the show. There's a giant ass fly.
We've overstayed our welcome. We've talked about a lot, but next week, this is a new segment I'm adding. Next week, here's what you are ready to. You should expect. We're going to be reviewing NXT, WarGames, Ring of Honor, Final Battle, New Japan's Best of the Super Junior Finals
preview.
Nope, I think it literally happens this week.
No, it happens the 15th.
Huzzah!
Which is the same day as Winter is Coming.
That's good, though. That means we'll have more content. So we'll be previewing Best of the Super Juniors. We'll be previewing Winter is Coming.
If we have time for all of this, we can also preview Stardom Osaka Super Wars.
Holy shit, time is flying. Well, no, that's on the 18th.
Yeah. That we record on the 12th, and then the next time we record is the 19th. So the preview for Osaka Super Wars.
God, time is flying. I mean, the Osaka Super Wars. It's we only have to preview 3 matches. I think we could do that. Is that it? Is that it? I hope that's it. That's a lot of stuff.
I don't quite remember how big of a show this is, but GCW Blood on the Hills is also on the 17th.
Every show that they have seems relatively big. I have no idea anymore. Is that it? Is that it? Please?
Oh, this is going to be a huge show because it has Chelsea Green and Matt Cardona versus Allie Katch and Effie. Big show.
All right, cancel the show. No, we're not talking about that. I can't. No. No.
On top of everything else, we can't fit GCW in. I'm sorry, that's not a big enough show to fit on top of Stardom, AEW, New Japan, NXT, and Ring of Honor. Which we all have to squeeze in 2 hours, which already we're not able to squeeze everything in today.
Yeah, we're already 10 minutes over, and we only talked about 3 things, and we really just rambled on.
Yeah, it was a lot of rambling.
It's because we talked about NWA, that's why.
What are you blaming NWA Hard Times 2 for, my dude?
All right, you want to do the stuff?
Jesus Christ. Yeah, let's end it with our plugs. It's the end of the month, so we have some matches of the month for you folks. So, Scotty, what were your best 3 matches in no particular order?
You always ask me numbers, and I always have like one thing ready. All right, this month was the 11.
It was the 11 number. That is correct.
All right, I had nothing enter my top 10 matches of the year, so that's tough.
I got my 3.
I got my 3. All right. In no particular order.
Yes.
Utami Hayashishita versus Suzuki from Kawasaki Super Wars. Ice Ribbon Sakushi Haruka versus Suzu Suzuki from the 28th, and from House of Glory, Born Again, Amazing Red versus Will Ospreay. In no particular order. Of course, I honestly just made sure to find 3, and I will concur that those definitely were my favorites. 3 matches of the month, lots of good wrestling from November, even though it was kind of a weaker month.
Yeah. I noticed let me pull up our stat thing here too as well. I think we had a light month in terms of you and I watching wrestling.
Not all out. When did AEW's pay-per-view happen?
In November.
Eddie Kingston and CM Punk were a very close 4th.
Well, I'll talk about that real quick because my 3 matches were Eddie Kingston versus CM Punk at Full Gear. Also, the Will Ospreay versus Amazing Red match. I told you when that match happened, I was like, you got to watch this. I'm glad you did. I
literally watched it this week, and I was
so
like,
good.
This is absurd. I loved the finish.
And I
absolutely adored it.
My other big match that I really loved was MJF versus Darby Allin. I actually really liked that match.
It's a great match.
It was a really good match. Yeah, you and I had a very light month in terms of watching wrestling. Like on average, Scotty, look at my math here. On average, you watch like roughly 262 matches a month. In November, you only watched 207.
Wow.
Yeah. You were
surprised I watched 207.
You were super low. You were super
Wait, what
low.
did you watch?
My average is 226. I watched in November 223.
Oh, so yeah, you're not catching up.
No, I believe I have to watch
your chance to absolutely just get back in the.
And I did not get to it.
The match race has been fun, but I can't. I'm not gonna lie.
We'll officially close it out at the end of the year. There's a good chance we might have an entire episode that's just year-end awards and match race ending.
Yeah, I look forward to next year where I can like watch matches from different years again.
Yeah, me too.
I've been dying to go back and watch like Shibata stuff, and I'm like, I can't.
I have the same exact thing, which is like, man, this is a great idea. But then I realized, like, I can't watch anything older than this year.
The amount of creative ideas I've put on hold for the entire year just because of this match race would be mind-boggling. But it had to happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's rough. I'm looking at my math. I need to watch 338 matches.
More than me.
If you watch nothing for the rest of the month, I need to watch 338 matches to beat you.
This show would be really bad if that's what happens.
The next 4 weeks. Well, speaking of year-end awards, just do a quick little plugs. Next week,
I am the plug.
I don't know when we would do it. We might not do it, but Countout is doing the year-end awards, and we're going to reveal the results of that. We may
record 2 episodes.
Maybe
in 1 week. I'm not kidding. That might have to be the answer.
We should discuss that because
there's this problem of once the last week comes, Stardom has their major pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And then the week after, New Japan has 3 fucking nights of Wrestle Kingdom. And it's just unbelievable.
We'll figure it out when we get there. But the year-end awards voting is going to take place the 19th to the 1st. So we can that second show, the January 2nd, that's when we would record presumably.
Okay.
Which we would preview all of Wrestle Kingdom and review Stardom and whatever the other show is happening. WWE Day 1, which I may go to. The cards look shaping up that I might go to it. As much as I hate WWE, but you're talking a match there is Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. So
yeah,
I'm like
Big E versus Seth.
Yeah,
and something else.
And Big E versus Seth versus Kevin Owens.
Like those are good.
The Usos versus the New Day.
That's guaranteed to be good.
I'm sort of like, maybe I should go to this show.
That's a good show to go to. I would actually go to that.
Well, what I was going to say is that we would, if we have time, we can reveal the nominees next week because everyone in Countout should have their nominations in by the 10th. So the 12th is when we record. So maybe.
Wait a minute.
What?
You want me to have my match of the year before Shuri and Utami wrestle again?
Look, man.
That is part of the year.
I know, but we need to get our nominations in before the voting starts.
But I think I need well, okay, whatever.
We'll have it
for voting. That's fair. Never mind.
We'll get our nominations in on the 10th, and and then we'll reveal the nominations on the 19th.
It's fine. Everything that I pick is not going to get voted, so I don't really care.
We'll everyone count out the other nominations on the 10th, but then we can reveal the nominations on the 19th, which is the first day of voting when that happens. This is all behind the scenes nonsense, people. We can do that then. In that way, also, if anyone's late, then I can get them in. I can get the shit together. Get the article and all the stuff together.
Do you mean me?
Well, yeah. I only got one person in so far. So hopefully we'll get more in throughout the week. And I'm starting to think of who I can have. But I don't want to necessarily say the categories because it's typical year-end categories, I guess. But we'll get to it all like when we do the nominations in 2 weeks. Next week, we don't have time to do it next week anyways. Next week's a ginormous show, so we don't fucking have time.
My God. We're going 3 hours.
Yeah, next week's enormous, so we got to figure that out first.
Thank God I don't work next week.
That's true.
That's going to be a thick boy. like Jonah. Do you remember when what's his name?
We are way over.
Bronson Reed used to wear the thick boy on his tights. Yeah,
he used to be called the thick boy.
And yet he was shocked when WWE released him. Yet he, for half of his run there, he went by thick boy.
Yeah, this is true. Plugs, Scotty. Where can people find you?
Follow me at Scott E Wrestling on Twitter. Don't follow me anywhere else.
Follow me at Ryan Neitzey on Twitter. You can follow the show at CountOutPod. You can follow me on Instagram at Thickboy. There's a couple C's in there. You can
also buy Ring Post Radio stickers on the CountOutPod website. Maybe someday you'll be able to buy more merch of Ring Post Radio. Yes. But for now, you can buy stickers and other Countout merch.
Yeah, buy some merch and then we can buy some merch so that I could buy the t-shirts for Ring Post Radio so that we can sell those t-shirts. It's all that stuff. Anyways, that is it for Ring Post Radio. We want to appreciate everyone for sticking with us all this time, both our live audience on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, but also anyone that's listening to the podcast at home. If you like what you heard at home, just go out of your way and subscribe to the podcast, get in your feed every single Sunday. And we love you all, and we will talk to you all next week for a ginormous show. So strap in, folks.